Man, week 7, warm up with rivalry recap. Man, what we think about Bama? Bama Tennessee showdown. Fans storm the field, take the goalpost all the way to the river. Um, man, a lot of people on this group called that. I wasn't expecting it though.
I'll tell you what, a lot of people ain't talking about, man. Uh, Saban has some coming down the stretch, man. It was some coaching errors there, man. They should have ran the ball and milked that clock, man. If you run the ball, you milk that clock, you don't get a chance to, you don't get the opportunity to Tennessee to do what they did. So, hey, coaching got it right there. But and like I said, man, Tennessee, they took them shots down the field. That boy had 5 receiving touchdowns on him, boy. That boy had a day. And that's what hurt Bama, man. Like Smooth said, a quarterback that can run. And when they stretch the field, man, and that's what you're seeing, man. Bama didn't help themselves for the penalties, but Tennessee was a better team that night, for sure.
Man, when you talk about the SEC atmosphere, man, it doesn't get much better than that, man. Just watching it from the TV, man, just gave you chills, man. I know Low text the group, man, just talking about, man, this is what I miss most about it, man. All the fans, it was over 100,000 fans. It was a top 10 game. It was 2:30. It was perfect weather. It just was set up to be a great night, man. And Tennessee ended up finishing it off how it should have been. You wouldn't have wanted it any other way. It was a high scoring game. It was entertaining. It wasn't a 3-6 game. Kept people on the edge of their seats. Of course, there was some mistakes in the game, but in those kind of games, man, shit, it's 4 or 5 plays that determine the game. And in this instance, it was some coaching stuff. You know what I'm saying, on Saban's end, which we're really not used to. But you know what I'm saying, hats off to Tennessee, man. I'm really interested to see what they could do at UGA, man. I know people are trying to say they're a one-trick pony on offense. They only got one receiver that's really doing everything. But I'm interested to see how far they can go, man. I think they got a little confidence behind them now that, what I'm saying, that confidence we have after we beat Texas A&M on the road, like, yo, we could really do this. And I think they finna do some things, man.
Agreed, man. I'm not sure if it was 15 or 16, but 15, 16-year drop, not beating Bama, man. So that was huge for the school, for the program. And they kind of are one of those, and we're one of those teams, not in the kind of spectrum of where I kind of typically have put Mississippi State and Kentucky of having that ceiling. I think Tennessee has the opportunity to take a step forward and climb up into that elite status when it comes down to the rest of the season, getting over that UGA game. I think they still got Florida left on the schedule too, so it might be a trap game there. So be careful with those two. But outside of that, like I said, they got an opportunity, but they're gonna have to see Bama again on that tip. So we'll see how it goes.
Man, big time game, man. Big time game. I did not see it going like that, man. I had picked Alabama because I thought that Bryce Young was just going to find a way to win at the end of the day, and I did not see that version of Tennessee coming out. I knew Tennessee was good, but not that good. No one, I'm pretty sure nobody in the world can sit here and say that wideout that had that awesome game that they were expecting him to have that. The guy did. He probably had the best receiving game ever, and the way that they showed up, they rattled around that, man. They got after the quarterback, man. Look, they just took my hat to Tennessee. They played ball.
Yo, man, bro, he had 6 receptions, 5 touchdowns.
That's nuts.
That's insane. The boy, Hendon Hooker, he went 21 for 30, 385. 5 touchdowns, 1 pick, man. That was big time, man. Big time win for the program. Man, you're excited to see now. Like you said, early on in the season, I felt like, man, college ball was kind of boring for a sense. I felt like it was Alabama and Georgia out front. Um, but now, hey, we locked in for sure, for sure. Now I feel like on the weekends, man. What we think about USC going down 43-42? Guys had them out front early on in the season.
Yeah, man. I told
Man,
Smooth, to be honest, I think college football needed a weekend like that. I think we need a couple more. Because, like you said, college football had gotten bored over the past couple of years, to be honest. And no fault of the people leading the pack. I mean, it's the other jobs, the university's job to kind of keep up and keep it competitive. but it's just not has what it's been. So, like I said, I can use a couple more of those weekends to kind of make things interesting and see how it gets going down the wire. But did not see USC falling. I did see it being a good game, just based on how Utah played Florida. And to be honest with you, I think that Florida game kind of helped and kind of elevated Utah to be prepared for this game to continue to fight. Because coming down that stretch, it was a good fight going into. They did not want to go to extra rounds with USC, and to be honest, they felt like they had nothing to lose, and I agree with them. I agree with the decision the coach made in that regard to kind of not even keep going and to keep putting his defense in that situation to go big against the Caleb Williams. But yeah, like I said, I think college football needed it. USC is going to have to respond and answer the rest of the season and finish strong and be in that conversation for a playoff run.
Man, it's gonna be tough for USC to get back in there, man. They really needed to win out, man. I was be honest, man, I was heartbroken when I heard about it. I didn't even know they had lost until earlier in the week, man, which is crazy.
The next day,
I was like, wow. But I really think that USC is just Oklahoma of the West now, man. Lincoln Riley needs to spend real cash on a defensive coordinator, man, because it's really holding him back. I mean, he's putting up points. You know what I'm saying? We can't deny that. He's putting up points. He's getting guys to the league, winning Heisman's. But the defense, man, every time. And it has to start somewhere. And it's going to get him in trouble every time. Same thing at Oklahoma. They will have a good year and lose somebody they had no business losing to. Even though Utah is a good team, was, you know what I'm saying, highly ranked as well, I still think that USC was the better team, you know, just off paper. And, you know what I'm saying, I guess you really got to go out there and play these games. This is not just, you know, oh, we're the better team, supposed to be the better team, so we go out here and win. That's my take on that, man. I just think that Lincoln Riley needs to really go all in on the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, man, I'm with Smooth. USC gonna need some help if they gonna get in the playoff, back in the playoff contention. And I will say this, Smooth. You remember you made that comment about the helmets, man. Utah was playing for some much more than just a Utah USC game. You know, they had two teammates that were painted on the side of their helmets that passed 9 months apart. Were best friends coming from high school, went to Utah together, and both died from gunshot incidents. So they were playing with a lot of emotion, man. And they went down 14 early, but they didn't give up, man. You could tell that they were kind of playing for more. It's a different atmosphere out there, and it showed. Addison getting hurt for USC didn't help, but like you said, man, Lincoln Riley, he better go spend some money on DC, or it's gonna continue to be the same revolving door with them. Score a lot of points, think they can outscore somebody, and they're gonna end up getting beat. And the strength of the schedule ain't strong enough. They can't overcome that, so they're gonna definitely need some help. But shout out to Utah and playing for their fallen teammates.
Helmets was dope.
It was fire and painted.
Yeah, definitely a good game, man. Shootout. I said it a couple weeks ago, man, when I compared Lincoln Riley and Mike Leach to each other, as in being offensive-minded head coaches and really don't pay that much attention to the defensive side of the ball. And I just really want to tip my hat to Utah, because Utah, man, they came to play, man. That quarterback, Cameron Rising, he showed up to play against Caleb Williams, man. And he threw for 415 yards, man, 2 tubs, man. And true enough, they threw the ball a lot, but also that kid Wyatt from Tennessee, he the only receiver had a 200-yard game that weekend, because that kid Kincaid had 217. True enough, he had 15 receptions and 1 touchdown, but still, he went for 200 plus. And man, I just want to say, man, shout out to Utah, man, because they came and gave them everything they wanted and left with the W.
Mm-hmm.
You on mute, cuz.
It's not kidding.
Hey, Skip call him Stinking Lincoln.
Skip call him Stinking Lincoln.
Skip Bayless call him Stinking Lincoln, man. hey, like y'all was saying, as far as strength of schedule, yeah, them boys ain't got nobody but UCLA and Notre Dame left.
And then no. They got Oregon, huh?
They got Oregon too.
In the Pac-12 championship, they got a shot. They have a shot if UCLA depend because UCLA, Oregon play this week, so
They
then
got
they'll
to
still
run
have
it
the
up though.
UCLA and then the Oregon and the Pac-12.
Them boys
They got to run it up.
they gonna need a Big 12 champion to fall. They gonna need where it's
No,
not.
that's what I'm saying. They're gonna have to run it, and they're gonna
They're
have to
gonna
beat
need a whole
Pac-12
bunch. They're gonna need some help though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely need some
because
help.
the way it's set up,
SEC.
bro. We how many teams in playoffs? Did they extend it or still?
It's
It's
still
still.
4.
Like to be honest, it can get messy with the SEC teams if it stays strong. Like if LSU,
I got a kicker there, boy. Because
yeah, if
you think
LSU
about a
keep
one
winning,
Could
loss
we
bro,
get
Alabama,
see
could,
Bama,
SEC champion. Then you got Georgia as an SEC
Tennessee,
runner up.
yeah,
You got Tennessee. They beat Bama. They only got one loss. And then you got
yeah,
Ole Miss, potentially only lost
yeah,
to
yeah.
Bama.
It
That's
can get,
4
yeah,
teams.
And that's all
can
you
get
need.
ugly.
And that's
That's
all
it.
you need.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bruh, hey. So Kentucky, man. Hey, Ken touched on this, man, comparing them to Mike Leach. Kentucky
Man.
shocks Mississippi State, punched them in the mouth, and ends up getting out of there with a win. Man, what's your thoughts surrounding Kentucky? Was it a big win or just, hard fought SEC battle?
Hey man, every win is a big win in the SEC, man. And I'm gonna stop picking Mississippi State games because obviously I can't pick their games, man. I pick with them, they lose. I pick against them, they blow them out. So I don't know which way to go with that. But like I said, man, every win in the SEC is a big win, and especially the next win is a big win. So they did what they were supposed to do, protect their home. They getting back on track. They didn't want to go on a 3-game skid, and I think that was all the confidence they needed to get back on track.
Yeah, I think Mike Leach he was his own worst enemy in this game. Like Ryan said, Kentucky just came out honestly just pounded the ball. And to be honest, it was still a good game. Like Mississippi State, just because of the style of offense they played, they kind of took themselves out of the game. They didn't, the game wasn't managed at all. I think they probably ran the ball like 6 times total for the most part, which is crazy. Meanwhile, Kentucky, I think they almost ran for 200. I think one dude had 200 rushing yards almost.
31 carries.
Yeah, so that was just the tell of the game, man. Just wearing your defense out. You getting out there trying to throw the ball around, which ain't no problem if you get first downs, but if you're not, you keeping your defense out there getting pounded all game, and it's only a matter of time before the back break. So that's really what it was. And again, I don't think it was nothing too kind of crazy that caused Mississippi State to lose outside of like Mike Leach coaching himself out the game with his style of play and kind of not molding and adjusting to how the game was being played.
Yeah, man. You can't come to SEC and run about 10 times and win. It ain't gonna happen. Very seldom, and that's was the Garden stat. Like two folks said, that guy had 31 carries, 197 yards. So Mike Leach, he better get the picture painted, or he better start looking at the big picture. He gonna be so like Lincoln Riley, but he gonna be on the other end of it because he ain't gonna be fortunate enough to win all those games that Lincoln Riley winning out there. He started getting pummeled, so they'll run him out of the SEC quick if he'll start running that ball.
I don't know how to run that bit.
Oh man,
he don't got nothing but air 5 in the playbook. That's it. No power, no counter.
Nah, I pretty much agree with Bill and Lowe, man. They got to run the ball, man. They got to find some type of way established to run, man. They help their defense because, man, Kentucky really was just pounding them and made them like it, man. That dude Rodriguez, besides me being with him this weekend, boy nice. So, that's all I got on Mississippi State, man. They lost. If they don't establish the run, they don't get the air ran out of the SEC.
Hey, well, what you got on Auburn going into the bye week?
Believe it or not, bro, I think we have something to go into the bye week with, bro. Honestly, man, I know we lost the game, but I think we have something to build on. I think we're seeing that, man, we really need to get the ball to our running backs, keep it in Robbie's hand, man. Tank made some plays, 27 made plays, and it opened it up for Robbie. Robbie showed he could throw the ball down the field, man, when he has a little time. So I think it helped out with the O-line that we were able to run the ball better, you know what I'm saying, offending with the team. Now, as far as the coaching wise, I don't know, man. I think us not getting blowed out might have bought them some more time. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you want to root against them so we can go and get them out of there. But as long as we sticking around with close games, man, they probably give him some more time. Like maybe he needs a little bit more time to change things. That's my take on things.
Hey, what game was you watching? What close game you seen with Auburn?
Well, we were down like 7 points until they did that slow roller. Then we went down 14, so it was in striking.
Man, bro, like I don't think we learned shit we ain't knew. We been knew we had two backs. We been knew Robbie should have been the man out the gate. Only thing I learned is Robbie is, and I think Smooth, you said that he pretty accurate with time. To be honest, from an offensive perspective, outside of like the weakness we know we had the offensive line, I think that was the best we gonna see, and it's on film now, and it's a wrap. Like if I'm a defense man, I'm in Robbie face, I'm pressuring him, and I'm gonna make you somebody gonna have to make amazing plays, bro. Like I'm gonna take out, like you said, 4-27, much as I can. They're gonna get a couple plays here or there. But to be honest, I felt like that was the best punch we could have dished out from an offensive perspective. Defense, I thought we was better than that, which I'm not gonna give them too much of a bad rap because of how much time they was on the field. But to give up 400 yards rushing, that's just no excuse for that. You know what I'm saying? So with the rest of the schedule the way it is, the only luck we got is that Mike Leach not gonna hand that motherfucker off for the time. So it's about the best chance we got is with that game. But I don't have no faith outside of the Western Kentucky game for Auburn getting another win.
Man, when you look at what we got, bro, again, even going into Western Kentucky, uh, that's gonna be a ball game. Like seriously, when you think we know the gauntlet we into right now, but Western Kentucky, that's gonna be another one. So, man, like Smooth said, man, it's like we definitely don't want to root against the guys, but at the end of the day, man, coaching change is inevitable. It's coming. It's just when. You know what I'm saying? When does it happen? After the season, before the Bama game? Like, so, um, curious to see what happens, man.
Yeah, man. Guys gave up like Lil said, man. They guys gave up 400 yards on the ground, almost 600 total yards. It scored points, but I mean it's Ole Miss defensively, and I don't think they've been very sound over the past couple of years. I'll say they ain't doing the land shark thing no more, so I don't think they've been very sound. But Auburn, man, I wouldn't look too much into that game as far as offensively and what you're seeing, because Ole Miss didn't do what they were supposed to do, right? They left a lot of money on the table. So going forward, I think the best they got is to get 9 up out of the pocket and get a ball to 4-27. That's the best option that we got, but that still ain't gonna amount in some W's. So like you said, we don't want to risk against them, but we just waiting on the coaching change, man.
It's coaching,
It's just ahead.
Yeah, man. Ken, I just pointed out, bro, them boys averaging 8 yards a carry last game, but we've been watching them for 2 years, man. We knew coming into the season what we feel like the scheme should have been, bro. How do we not stick to that? You know what I'm saying? To me, again, that boiled down to coaching. Kenny.
Fellas, man, we got too many questions and not enough answers, man. And being honest, man, I agree. I agree with pretty much everything T-Bell said, man. It's bad. So I'm not too big on calling for the coach head and everything, calling coach jobs and all that. But man, that defense, they didn't really have a chance. We got injuries everywhere from left to right. We already knew that we didn't have a good O-line coming in. And I pinpointed that out. Everybody just keep in mind, we played against Ole Miss. Their defense. Tell me, and you look back at the schedule and say if we had a chance to win any of those games and make our team look better than what they is, you would have pinpointed out Ole Miss. Defensive wise. So man, guys, I really don't see it, man. And I'm not gonna talk down on the guys and everything like that, but we just waiting for time, man. We just waiting.
Man, that's rough. All right. Oh, what Ole Miss gonna do? I believe they got LSU coming up. Um, so it's gonna be number 7. Ole Miss going into Death Valley, man. Who we taking? Is this a walkover game or LSU got something to prove?
Definitely not a walkover game, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though LSU got beat by Tennessee, man, it's showing that Tennessee was a good team for one. And they only lost 2 games, bro. Brian Kelly's done a great job coming down here and changing his program so far. You can only go week by week, so it's not like we see projection where they will be. But I think this game will be better than most people think. I do think that LSU needs to get off to a better start. They like to spot people for some reason and try to come back. And against a good team, man, that's just not happening. So I think the game will be a whole lot closer than people think. But I think I'm gonna take Ole Miss in this game, bro. Can't really tell you why.
The spread is 2, and LSU are the favorites.
Favorites.
Vegas knows that.
I can see that. So maybe I need to change my pick. LSU is gonna lose one. I mean, not LSU. Ole Miss is gonna lose one. They will not be undefeated going into Bama. They will lose one.
I don't even care. I'm rolling with Lane, man. Yeah, it's a statement game for him. I think as long as he don't look ahead, I think Lane will go in there and handle business. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep it that simple. I don't know what the game plan gonna be, but I trust in Lane to be able to, because if Auburn can put up an offensive stand against LSU, I'm not finna pick LSU to beat Ole Miss. I'm not finna do it.
You ain't gonna do it, but I will. I'm taking LSU. And
LSU. Now you might want to change your pick.
Listen, LSU in Death Valley. Smooth, you made the statement like turning the program around, bro. I mean, LSU always had that respect, in my opinion. I think that, it's just competing in the SEC, bro, and expectations of what programs expect every year. But man, when I look at these programs, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Vandy, man, it just don't excite me, man. I don't care who's the head guy. I'm not on the Lane train. I'm taking LSU.
Go, dude.
Man, I like, hey, I'm with y'all. Death Valley, tough place to play. This is, as Chisel says, this is gonna be prime time. All right. Hey, just after seeing Ole Miss give up what they gave to Auburn, man, and just knowing what LSU got, knowing that they're at home, knowing that my guys just say we need another week like last week. How can you not pick LSU, man? I think Kelly get his guys up. Like you said, they got exposed against Tennessee, man. And I think they get in the groove and gonna continue to protect home after what just happened to them against Tennessee. So I'm going LSU, man. I'm going LSU.
Tigers.
Man, fellas, it's kind of a hard game to me because of both of them are similar. I feel like both of the teams are similar. LSU probably got more talent overall on the defense, but I feel like both quarterbacks are good quarterbacks, able to run, able to throw. I think overall it comes down to which LSU gonna show up. Is the LSU gonna show up the one that's played against Auburn, where they really had no damn passing game at all? They just ran the ball pretty much. Or it's gonna be the one that showed up last week against Florida. Dude came out there and threw for 300 yards, spreading the ball everywhere. So mainly the question is which quarterback gonna be they're gonna be the best on Saturday. And I got more faith in the cat from Ole Miss. So he been doing it for a while. He been doing it for longer, and I'm gonna go with Ole Miss, man. When he get rattled, he always find a way to show back up, man. So I'm gonna go Ole Miss.
Can you keep in mind that cat from Ole Miss got 6 turnovers. The cat from LSU only got 1. So not so fast, my friend.
That's why I say, what's called, whenever it get tough, hey, buddy gonna show back up though. He ain't gonna fold. I feel like Daniels, man, he'll let that mess with him a little bit. And plus, he's so careful with the ball. He's scared to turn over the ball. I don't even think he threw a pick this year, correct?
He threw 1.
He threw 1, and that probably just happened. And the thing is, that's why I feel like he's too careful with the ball. And I feel like old boy, Ole Miss, he gonna let that bit go.
That's why I say the one with you can shoot, baby.
Yes, sir, Lane.
And holding it in the holster, man.
Shoot yourself out of the game. Moving on.
Hey man, Bo Nix, Oregon, number 10, facing UCLA. What's your predictions? What's your take? Smooth, kick it off, baby.
Hey man, I just know I got a friend, man, who sends us Bo Nix stats every week, man. I'm just like, bro, he's moved down to the JV, man. He should be making all these plays, man. Don't really have too much to say. He's on the team, almost like the Bama of their conference, where he has everything now. So it's a whole lot easier for him. I don't know what the game is, but it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna take Oregon to win. I just don't buy the rest of the league being anything right now. I just don't think they played anybody. So I'm gonna take Mr. Bo Nix over UCLA.
Yeah, I got Bo too. I don't like saying it. I feel like he's gonna have those Heisman type numbers yet again against a credible opponent this week, and then we're gonna have to see Bo on TV for a few weeks on ESPN. But I just don't think UCLA got enough to deal with Oregon, not Bo, but just the team. And Oregon is still, although it's not SEC speed, they still got, those skilled guys in the right spot to where I think they're gonna have a little bit too much for UCLA.
Not so fast, my friend.
Talk to him, T. Talk some sense into him, man.
Hey, I'm not buying that Bo mess, man. I can't do it. Like Smooth say, he out there at the JV. He gonna get a quality opponent this week in UCLA. His counterpart DTR, man, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 1,500 yards, man. That cat can play. That cat's a true dual threat out there, man. And they got guys on the edge, man, that you can give them. They can take hitches 60 yards, quick train 60 yards. So take a UCLA, man, in this one. The spread is 6. I like UCLA to cover the spread. It is at Oregon, so they're gonna have a little home field, little juice there, as Bowell would say. But I'm taking UCLA, man. DTI, Chip Kelly, man.
Oh man, I'm piggybacking. I think this is gonna be the game of the weekend, man. But I'm taking UCLA. I think it's gonna be a battle of the quarterbacks, but I think UCLA has the better quarterback. I think they come out of there with the win. Who's the head guy now? UCLA?
Chip Kelly.
Yeah, I think I'm taking UCLA, man. Better
Chip going back home.
Late game. What time they play?
That game is at 3, so it's like.
Right.
Hey, and UCLA beat Utah early in the season. Man.
It's 3:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
That prime time game.
Still undefeated, man. They got a lot to play for, man. UCLA, hey man, let's keep an eye on UCLA.
Hey, clip this up for next week after they lose.
Let's keep an eye. I'm taking UCLA. I don't know if they cover the spread though. I think it's gonna be a close one. 6 points. Something's fishy. Vegas knows something.
What you got, Ken?
Man, we talking about Oregon, right? And they playing UCLA, not Georgia, correct? If they playing Georgia, I'll go with them Georgia. I'll go against Bo Nix. But as long as he ain't playing Georgia, he got a chance with any damn body. So the quarterback, UCLA, though, I kind of like him, though. I'm not going to lie, Bell. You kind of hit on something. That quarterback, he nice. He real nice. But I'm going to go with Oregon now. I'm going to go with Oregon. Bo Nix, I can't go against him on this. So as long as he ain't playing against no dominant SEC school, he'll do just fine.
Oh man, I think it's gonna get ugly for him. All right, man. Last one of the day. Top 20 matchup. You got Clemson and Syracuse. Battle of undefeated. Um, I really hadn't watched Clemson at all. I know Syracuse has a nice back that's been playing pretty well. Um, but I'll kick it off. I take Clemson in this game, man. Really don't know why. I just think program wise, Clemson will find a way to win. Um, what's the spread, T?
The spread is 13 and a half.
Yeah, man. This could be a beatdown, actually. This could be a beatdown, man. I say Clemson by 21.
Mm. I'm gonna take Clemson as well, but not in a beatdown, man. Syracuse always seems to play Clemson really tough.
Always.
I don't know what it is. It's just what it is. They know how to play them boys. But I think Clemson will win. Is the game away or at home
Clemson
for
at
Clemson?
home.
It's at home. Yeah. What's 12 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
12 o'clock. Sound like a 12 o'clock. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Clemson in a close one, man. I'm gonna take them in a close one. I don't think they got a whole lot of juice going, so it won't be a blowout. And I think they'll kind of play around with them for a minute. And Syracuse, I think Syracuse will be leading in this game. You know what I'm saying? It might be something like 17-10 at a point. And you'd be like, well, damn, the boys go wake up, and I think they'll take the lead toward the end. But yeah, I'm taking Clemson to win this game.
I got Syracuse, man. Straight up.
Man, yeah.
Syracuse.
Have you seen Syracuse this year?
I watched them last Saturday against the NC State game. I like their coach. You kind of pointed out their coach to me earlier this season, to be honest. The only reason I even watched the game Saturday. From his interviews of him taking accountability even when his team win, and holding them boys and kind of, not drinking the juice. So I think, to be honest, he going to have them boys ready to roll. The moment not going to be too big. And I feel like, they're going to come with a chip on their shoulder. I'm not sold on Clemson's quarterback. Talent-wise, I think he got it. Size is crazy. Like, when his freshman year, I thought he was going to be that guy. Haven't seen it yet just because I feel like he ain't got that dog in him. So I'm going to go with Syracuse coming in ready to dial them boys up.
Yes, sir, man. Just to piggyback off low, man. Dino Babers, man. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the guys, man. And I kind of see Syracuse and Clemson like one of those early Auburn, Arkansas games. Auburn go to Arkansas, they just can't get up for them. And by the time they do, they already got hit in the mouth. So I think Syracuse get on them boys. Also, I got a kid that I coach. He was in middle school, man. He's a starting DN at Syracuse, Steve Linton. He's playing for Syracuse. Hometown kid, straight out of Kissimmee for Osceola, playing DB up there. So I got to roll with Syracuse, man. Syracuse. Dino Babers. Them boys get it done. I say by 7. Syracuse by 7 in Death Valley.
Let's say in Death Valley.
Man, I'm going with Clemson, man. No matter how tough it get, man. Dabo always find a way to pull it out, man. They do have a decent running back. He's a good running back. Not saying he's a big time SEC type running back, but he's a decent running back. Will Shipley. I like him. He'll catch the ball out of the backfield also, and he'll do a little something with it. And unlike Lowe, now I really do like that quarterback. And I know what you were saying about his freshman year, how he showed that he was going to be that guy and everything. I feel like it's more of the talent that is around him. Not saying they don't have talent, I just don't feel like they had enough time to develop that talent the way it was a couple years before. And I feel like they're in their kind of their restocking phase right now, developing those guys. But that quarterback, he can pretty much do it all. He can throw it in, he can throw it. He can go past, he can tuck that thing, go on and start running the ball, man. The dude, he put up high numbers on the rushing end this year. So he's showing the fact that he can run. He's not scared to put it and go. So I'm going to go with Clemson, man. Even though this is the first year without their that D coordinator, that Brent Venable. So that's a lot of factors goes in with Clemson not looking like the old Clemson, but I feel like they're on their way back to it. But I'm gonna go with Clemson this game. Not saying they gonna win the championship, but they even gonna be anywhere close. I think they are a one-loss team soon, but I just don't think it this week.
Hey, what
Only
day you
left.
have it? College football Saturday.